Eloquent English. Unlock the power of fluent English.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Eloquent English, the English podcast where learning meets life's journey. Unlock your potential one episode at a time. We're happy to have you with us again.
Oh, yes, so happy. And today's topic? Happiness itself. I mean, who doesn't want to be happy, right? But here's a reality check. Are we chasing happiness in all the wrong places?
Ouch, Carl. That's hitting close to home. But seriously, it's a big question. What is happiness? Is it a goal, a fleeting moment, or something deeper?
I'm Carl.
And I'm Helen. And today we're diving deep into the science of happiness. This episode is going to open your eyes and hopefully your hearts. So let's start with a simple but profound question. What exactly is happiness?
People often confuse happiness with pleasure, like eating your favorite chocolate cake or buying that flashy new gadget. But let's think bigger. True happiness isn't just about fleeting moments of joy. It's a state of being, contentment, purpose, and connection all rolled into one.
Exactly. I read somewhere that happiness is less like a treasure you find and more like a garden you nurture. What do you think, Carl?
Spot on, Helen. And here's something interesting. Happiness isn't just about what happens to us, it's about how we interpret those events. Two people can experience the same situation and one might feel joy while the other feels despair. It's all about mindset.
I like that. So let's get practical. Imagine a scale of happiness from 0 to 10. 0 is a grumpy cat, and 10 is a dog chasing its tail. Where are you on that scale most of the time?
I'm definitely not a 0, but I'm not always a 10 either. And that's okay. Research shows that happiness fluctuates. We all have a baseline, a natural set point, influenced by genetics, personality, and habits.
Right. And while we can't change our genetics, we can influence our habits. Did you know studies suggest that around 40% of our happiness is shaped by our daily actions?
Amazing, isn't it? Happiness is something we can work on like a skill. And the good news is, it's not about being perfect. It's about being better, making small changes that add up over time.
Like listening to this podcast.
Haha, exactly. So stick with us, folks. We're about to explore what makes happiness tick, from the science to the soul.
All right, Helen, let's get nerdy. What's going on inside our brains when we feel happy?
Oh, Carl, this is where it gets fascinating. Happiness isn't just a feeling. It's a whole orchestra of biological processes. Let's start with the star players: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins.
Ah, yes, the feel-good chemicals. These are like the Avengers of our brain chemistry. For instance, dopamine is often called the reward chemical. It lights up when you achieve something, whether it's finishing a project or finding a great parking spot.
And serotonin is the calm and content one. It kicks in when we feel safe, loved, or even when we're exposed to sunlight. That's why a walk outside can do wonders for your mood.
Oxytocin, though, that's the one I'm obsessed with. It's like the cuddle hormone, released during moments of connection, like hugging someone you care about.
And don't forget endorphins. They're the body's natural painkillers, released during exercise or laughter. It's why a good workout or a funny movie can leave you euphoric.
It's amazing how these chemicals work together. But here's a twist. The brain isn't just a happiness factory. It's also wired for survival.
Exactly. That's where our negativity bias comes in. Back in caveman days, our ancestors needed to focus on threats like saber-toothed tigers or poisonous berries. Even now, our brains are more likely to dwell on problems than celebrate wins.
So we're not naturally wired to be happy? That sounds like a bad deal.
Well, not quite. It just means we have to be intentional. By understanding our brain's wiring, we can hack it. For example, gratitude practices boost serotonin. acts of kindness release oxytocin, and setting small goals helps your dopamine flow.
It's like upgrading your brain's software. But let's not forget, it's not just chemicals. It's also about habits and environment. Surround yourself with positive influences, and your brain will thank you.
Right. So next time you feel down, remember this. Your brain is a powerful tool. You just need to give it the right inputs to create happiness.
Like the old saying, what you focus on grows.
Exactly, Carl. Focus on the good, and your brain will start doing the same. So, Carl, we've covered the science inside our brains, but what about the people around us? How do relationships factor into happiness?
Oh, they're huge, Helen. We're social creatures at heart. You could have all the success in the world, but without meaningful connections, happiness can feel out of reach.
Absolutely. Studies show that close relationships are one of the strongest predictors of happiness. Friends, family, partners, they're like the scaffolding that supports us through life's ups and downs.
And it's not just about having people around. It's about the quality of those relationships. Like, do you feel understood, supported, valued? Those are the real game changers.
Exactly. Take friendships, for instance. Good friends lift us up, share our joy, and even make us laugh on tough days. But here's a question, Carl. What about the opposite? What happens when relationships are toxic?
Good point. Toxic relationships can drain our energy and chip away at our happiness. It's like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. That's why setting boundaries is so important.
Totally. And it's not just about cutting negativity, it's about creating space for positivity. Think about this. When was the last time you had a heart-to-heart with someone who truly gets you?
Those moments are priceless. They remind us that we're not alone, no matter what we're facing. And here's the kicker. Strong relationships don't just make us happier, they actually make us healthier.
Yes. Research shows that people with close social ties have lower stress levels, better immune systems, and even longer lifespans. It's like happiness pays dividends in health.
Okay, Helen, but what about the digital age? Does scrolling through social media count as connection?
Good question. Social media can be a double-edged sword. It can connect us, but it can also make us feel isolated if we're just comparing ourselves to highlight reels. Real connection happens when we are present, not just plugged in.
So true. Maybe the secret to happiness is less about likes and more about love, authentic, face-to-face, deep conversations.
Yes, Carl. And here's a challenge for everyone listening. Reach out to someone today, a friend, a family member, even an old colleague. Tell them you appreciate them. It's a small gesture that can ripple into big happiness for you and for them.
That's beautiful, Helen. Let's all try it, and who knows, we might just start a chain reaction of joy.
Helen, I have to say, your challenge from the last section got me thinking about gratitude. It's such a simple idea, but it can be life-changing.
Absolutely, Carl. Gratitude is like a superpower for happiness. When we stop to appreciate what we have, instead of obsessing over what we don't, it's like flipping a switch in our minds.
So true. And it doesn't have to be anything huge, right? Like, I'm grateful for this morning's coffee. It was perfect.
Exactly. Gratitude isn't about grand gestures. It's about noticing the small good things in life. Even on tough days, there's always something to be thankful for.
Here's a fun fact. Gratitude actually rewires your brain. When you focus on what you're grateful for, your brain creates new neural pathways that reinforce positivity.
Wow, it's like a mental workout. And the more you practice, the stronger those pathways become. But here's the catch. Gratitude isn't automatic. You have to be intentional about it.
True. I've heard of people keeping gratitude journals, writing down 3 things they're grateful for every day. Have you ever tried that, Helen?
I have, and honestly, it's a game changer. It shifts your perspective. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you start to see what's right.
That sounds amazing. I might have to start one. And you know what's interesting? Gratitude doesn't just boost your happiness. It can improve your relationships too.
Definitely. When you express gratitude to someone, it strengthens your bond. It's like saying, I see you, I appreciate you. And who doesn't want to feel that?
Speaking of which, I appreciate you, Helen. You're a fantastic co-host.
Aw, thanks, Carl. I appreciate you too. See? Gratitude in action.
There you go. But let's not forget, gratitude isn't just for the good times. It's also about finding meaning in challenges.
Exactly. Like, instead of saying, why me during tough times, we can ask, what can I learn from this? It's not easy, but it's powerful.
So here's a takeaway for everyone listening. Start a gratitude practice. Whether it's journaling, sharing with a friend, or just reflecting quietly, it's a small step that can lead to big happiness.
Beautifully said, Carl. Gratitude really is the gift that keeps on giving. All right, Carl, let's take this conversation to another level. We've talked about relationships and gratitude, but there's something deeper we need to explore. Purpose.
Oh yes, the big question. Why am I here? Finding purpose can feel overwhelming, but when you discover it, it's like life shifts into focus.
Exactly. Purpose isn't necessarily about grand achievements. It's about feeling that what you do matters. It could be raising a family, pursuing a passion, or contributing to your community.
Right. And having a sense of purpose isn't just inspiring, it's essential for long-term happiness. Studies show that people with a clear sense of purpose are more resilient, more optimistic, and even healthier.
It's like a compass guiding you through life's challenges. And here's the thing, purpose isn't something you find once and for all. It evolves as you grow.
That's so true. When I was younger, my purpose was all about building a career. Now it's shifted to sharing knowledge and making a difference. What about you, Helen?
For me, it's about connecting with people and helping them grow. That's why this podcast means so much to me. It aligns with my purpose.
I love that. And here's a tip for our listeners. If you're feeling lost, start small. Think about what excites you, what makes you lose track of time. That's often where your purpose begins.
Yes, and don't be afraid to try new things. Sometimes we discover our purpose in unexpected places, like volunteering or picking up a new hobby.
Here's another idea. Reflect on the impact you want to have on others. Purpose isn't just about personal fulfillment. It's also about contributing to something bigger than yourself.
Beautifully said. And Carl, have you noticed how purpose and happiness go hand in hand? When you live with purpose, even hard days feel meaningful.
Exactly. It's like having an anchor in a stormy sea. And the best part? Purpose isn't reserved for a select few. Everyone has one. It's just a matter of uncovering it.
So, to our listeners, take a moment to reflect. What makes you feel alive? What impact do you want to have? Those answers might just lead you to your purpose and to a deeper, lasting happiness.
And remember, it's okay if you don't have it all figured out. Purpose is a journey, not a destination. All right, Helen, here's a question for you. When's the last time you did something purely to make someone else happy?
Just yesterday, actually, I helped a neighbor carry her groceries. It wasn't a big deal, but her smile made my whole day.
That's the magic of giving, isn't it? When we do something kind, it's not just the other person who benefits. We feel good too.
Absolutely. Acts of kindness trigger those feel-good chemicals we talked about earlier, like oxytocin and serotonin. It's like nature's way of rewarding us for being nice.
And it doesn't have to be monumental, right? Small gestures can have a big impact, like holding a door open, sharing a compliment, or just listening to someone who needs to talk.
Exactly. Giving is less about the size of the action and more about the intention behind it. When we focus on others, we shift our perspective, and that can be incredibly uplifting.
I love that. And here's something interesting. Studies show that people who volunteer regularly report higher levels of happiness. It's like giving creates a positive feedback loop.
Oh, definitely. And it's not just about happiness. It's also about connection. When we give, we build stronger bonds with others. It's a win-win.
But Helen, what about people who feel like they don't have the time or resources to give?
Great question, Carl. Giving doesn't have to be time-consuming or expensive. Sometimes just offering your presence or a kind word can make a difference.
That's so true. And let's not forget self-kindness. Being compassionate to yourself is just as important as being kind to others.
Oh, I love that, Carl. Because when we're kind to ourselves, we're better equipped to give to others. It's like filling your own cup so you can pour into someone else's.
Beautifully put, Helen. So to everyone listening, here's a challenge. Do one kind thing today. It doesn't matter how small, just make someone smile and see how it brightens your own day too.
And who knows? That single act of kindness might spark a chain reaction of happiness.
Imagine that, a world where everyone passes on a little kindness. It starts with you.
All right, Helen, we've explored the brain, relationships, gratitude, purpose, and kindness. But there's one more key to happiness we can't ignore: how we spend our time.
Ah, yes, time, the ultimate currency. Unlike money, once it's spent, you can't get it back. So, how we choose to use our time plays a huge role in our happiness.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Happiness isn't just about doing what feels good in the moment. It's about balancing pleasure with meaning.
Right. Sometimes the most fulfilling activities are the ones that take effort, like learning a new skill, building a project, or even tackling a tough workout. The joy comes not just from the activity, but from knowing you accomplished something worthwhile.
So it's about being intentional, isn't it? Making sure we're not just filling our days with busy work, but with things that truly matter to us.
Absolutely. And that means saying no sometimes. We only have so many hours in a day, and if we say yes to everything, we risk spreading ourselves too thin.
Good point. It's all about prioritizing, like spending time with loved ones, pursuing passions, or even just taking a moment to breathe.
Yes, and let's not forget the importance of downtime. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When we rest, we recharge our minds and bodies, which makes us more effective in everything else we do.
So true. And here's the thought. Happiness doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it's about doing less, simplifying, decluttering, and focusing on what truly brings us joy.
I love that, Carl. It reminds me of the idea that happiness is less about adding and more about subtracting the things that don't serve us.
Exactly. So for our listeners, here's a takeaway. Take a closer look at how you spend your time. Are your days filled with things that bring you joy and fulfillment? If not, what small changes can you make?
And remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Even small shifts in how we use our time can create big ripples in our happiness.
Beautifully said, Helen. So let's all make the most of our time and our lives. After all, happiness isn't a destination, it's a way of living.
Vocabulary list. Negativity, noun. The tendency to be negative or pessimistic. Negativity can cloud your ability to see positive opportunities. Resilient, adjective. Able to recover quickly from difficulties. She was resilient despite facing many challenges. Gratitude, noun. The quality of being thankful. Practicing gratitude can improve your mental health. Intentional, adjective. Done on purpose, deliberate. She was intentional about spending quality time with her kids. Toxic, adjective. Harmful or poisonous. He decided to leave the toxic work environment. Fulfillment, noun. A feeling of satisfaction from achieving something meaningful. The job gave her a sense of fulfillment. Immune, adjective. Resistant to disease or harm. A healthy diet keeps your immune system strong. Prioritize, verb. To arrange in order of importance. She prioritized her tasks to meet the deadline. Downtime, noun. Time when one is not working or active. Use your downtime to relax and recharge. Connection, noun. A relationship or link with someone or something. Building strong connections is key to happiness. Cumulative, adjective. Increasing gradually by addition. The cumulative effect of small habits can lead to big changes. Ripple, noun. A small wave or series of waves on the surface. Kindness creates ripples of positivity. Perspective, noun. A particular way of viewing things. Her perspective shifted after hearing his story. Procrastination, noun. The action of delaying or postponing tasks. Procrastination often leads to stress. Effortless, adjective. Achieved with ease. His dance moves seemed effortless.